The great lineup of robots is among us. Okay, jokes aside, welcome back to Hexbots Hunters 2, Episode 3. Last time it was the bounty hunters in Rusty, taking out Manta Ray in, well, rather a quick knockout. Our bounty for today is Liability, the 2025 4th of July Special Champion, and they will face Deathroll, Pushover, King Cobra, QuickSilver 2 in his last appearance, SharkBait, Scorcher, Assassin, and Scourge. Well, I guess without further ado, let's kick off with Deathroll versus Pushover. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the battle begin. Two Bite Force chassis going underway in Deathroll versus Pushover. Nice little hits there by Deathroll, pushing up Pushover. Pushover made it 4th place this season, and Deathroll, they managed to skate way back at the tournament, however lost to Aquatic Disaster. How sad. Pushover trying to aim for the face and the weapon of Deathroll. Deathroll is a pretty good robot. Well, if you count the first series. The second season, they weren't too great as well. And the third series, they were kind of okay. Pushover was kind of a dominant robot. Well, if you were to just strip away his plot armor and just say that he's a decent robot with a lot of control issues. Anyways, back with the fight. Pushover trying to escape away. Deathroll goes up on the wedge. Why would you do that? And well, I guess that's it. Deathroll gonna stay out, but Pushover keeping him up. Wait, never mind. Deathroll's done. Alright, Deathroll is finished. And Pushover goes through to the semifinals. Cease. Well, guess I have a new favorite battle bot. Seriously, what happened with Deathroll? They were doing well as a start, and then, well, they just gave up afterward. Well, Pushover, after coming in 4th place this season, which I'm pretty surprised given a rookie and its track record of, well, not entirely doing the best with its drive. Well, we'll go to two other infamous examples with King Cobra and QuickSilver 2. This is also QuickSilver 2's last fight. Well, that is if he wins. Well, let's find out. Hey, Editor Bonzel28 here. Apparently King Cobra is dead and I forgot to recharge him. So, just for the fight, I'll replace him with Viper Shot. I hope this makes you happy. Not me in any cases. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the battle begin. Sorry if we couldn't get King Cobra. He was just too lazy. Anyways, QuickSilver 2. The last time we'll likely see them against Viper Shot. Viper Shot is a pretty dangerous opponent. We were going to have him in the next episode, but it won't be so. There goes the back piece on QuickSilver 2, so that's a start. They didn't even bother getting out of wedge because, well, it's QuickSilver 2. What are you thinking? Viper Shot still landing some decent hits. They were in the round of 16, but lost rather humiliatingly to Thunderstrike, the #1 seed, which I wouldn't be surprised. And they're pushing back QuickSilver 2 as they're stuck on that panel, but they get free. The two robots lining each other up for a shot. Nice little shot by the both robots. QuickSilver 2 rolling around aimlessly. If QuickSilver 2 wins this fight, I will be happy, because QuickSilver 2 is kind of one of the losers of the robot field. Like, they can barely even scratch to the tournament, let alone the 3rd place Desperado tournament. So to see QuickSilver 2 get a win in this would be monumental. And Viper Shot almost goes up on the wedge. Mine's to say, QuickSilver 2 backing away and rams into the screws. We got rid of the shelf because of course we did. You could thank me later. Oh! There goes the weapon on QuickSilver 2. I wanted to mention that as well before it happened. But they're getting underneath the Viper Shot. That's a strong start-ish. Viper Shot having control issues. And on the wedge, ladies and gentlemen, could we see the return of QuickSilver 2 win a fight? The countdown is on, and yes! QuickSilver 2 wins the fight! Cease. Well, write that down on my not-expected list. QuickSilver 2 does not want to end things with a loss, as he goes through to face Pushover, and Viper Shot goes out. He was supposed to be in the next one if it weren't for King Cobra just dying. Well, I guess the preparation would have helped Viper Shot, but I guess not. In any cases, our next fight, I think, might be a rematch. We have SharkBait versus Scorcher. Scorcher were really happy to make it into the tournament this season. However, they lost rather, well, you kind of know why, against Lester the Lobster, but we'll just start. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. 2 weapons up to speed. SharkBait, the drum spinner, and Scorcher with the burning hammer saw spinner. This is pretty good. Scorcher finally made it to a tournament after what, well, like 2 years? They were finally in a tournament briefly, and they lost to Lester the Lobster. So, hoping we can at least see a recovery here from Scorcher as they're hammering down the top of SharkBait. SharkBait were kind of good in Series 2, but in Series 3, they've been pretty lackluster. Like, they were a completely new robot for Series 2, weren't in the little tournament thing. I kind of keep forgetting about the New Blood tournament. Completely new and original. I mean, kind of like Liability and Category 5 and Warbird Max. So, Scorcher hammering the top of SharkBait. SharkBait into the corner and gets hammered again by Scorcher. Scorcher staying nice and controlled so far. You know, like I said many, many times, it's not about the control. Or, I mean, it's not always about damage and aggression. It's sometimes about control as well. And Scorcher is definitely putting on a display right now as SharkBait scoots away. Scorcher spinning around while doing nothing really. And they keep hammering the top of SharkBait. Wonder what type of gashes are going to be on SharkBait after this fight. And on the drum spinner as well. SharkBait again also hasn't really been... I keep saying this a lot, but SharkBait has not been good in Series 3. Scorcher definitely will. I think this is like their best performance out of all 3 seasons. I mean, the previous Hexbots Hunters, they did well. Even managed to make it to the Bounty Final and lost against Shadow. But can they win? I think they did. SharkBait just mistakenly went into the wedge, and Scorcher is gonna win the fight. As Scorcher blazes on to the next round, we now have our next fight between Scourge and Assassin. Then, we go on to the semifinals of our tournament. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. Scourge removing the glasses off the start. And Assassin flicking them away. How dare you disrespect the glasses on Scourge? How dare you? Anyways, back with the fight. Scourge, with their egg beater drum, they weren't entirely impressive in their heat stage. But to keep it at B, neither were Assassin. And their best season, I'm pretty sure, was in Season 2. Or Series 2, I should say. They go on the wedge, but they escape thanks to Scourge. Well, there goes a side panel off of Assassin. Assassin, I would like thinking that they were a good robot, but they really aren't. And there are the many robots to be modded along with the Spikosaurus, T-Bone, and Viper Shot. Why Assassin of all robots? Like, he's just a carbon tombstone with a repaint. And a different blade and side panels. Anyways, back with the fight. Assassin, landing a few shots. Not gonna lie, I think they would benefit with like, weights on their weapons, so it could hit a bit harder. That's just my recommendation. You can take it with a grain of salt if you like of the team of Assassin. Scourge, scurrying around, aiming for the side panels of Assassin. Is Assassin's blade, it's curled. It's bent out of shape. I think Scourge might have done something with the weapon of Assassin. If so, that's probably the most we've ever seen from Scourge this whole season. Because they've just been a punching bag for every robot. Even hardware. I mean, hardware didn't entirely do anything. Assassin onto the wedge. And I guess that's going to be it. The rookies of Series 3 are going to win the fight. What a turn of events that was for Scourge. Cease. After Assassin just died, we move on to our semifinals. It will definitely be some pretty fun fights. We got Pushover against QuickSilver 2, which will start us off here. And then Scourge against Scorcher. The two names, I'm definitely going to be confused for the both of them when we get to the fight. But first, Pushover versus QuickSilver 2. Can QuickSilver make it to another round and redeem himself? Or will Pushover just do honors and just break him? 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin. 2 horizontal spinners going at it. QuickSilver 2 and Pushover. Pushover and QuickSilver 2 fast out of the gate. And Pushover, of course, rams into the wall because, of course, he frickin' does. What else is there? Something just went flying. I think that was the piece of QuickSilver 2. Pushover standing there under the screws. Nothing too major happening. And nice little bites there from QuickSilver 2 and Pushover. Pushover clever to not ram it. Never mind, they just hit the wall. QuickSilver 2 not really able to do anything with their weapon. They get pushed back. Pushover into the wall. There goes the weapon on QuickSilver 2. But Pushover! Pushover! Flipped on their head. QuickSilver 2 gonna win the fight. Wow! What a fight! Cease. That was unreal. Pushover dominating the fight and then gets chucked across the arena. What a fight. And QuickSilver 2 goes to the final, awaiting the next robot with Scourge versus Scorcher. And then whoever wins that fight will face Liability in the Bounty Final. Let's get started. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let's see both battle begin. Scourge versus Scorcher. Scorcher and Scourge have to speed. Nice hit there from Scorcher, trying to aim for the weapon belt. Scourge is kind of like Nightmare. Like, it has the big weapon, however, their weapon belt and or the weapon motor is exposed. So one good clean shot by their enemy opponent onto them, it will be curtains for them. And that's what Scorcher says their plan is doing. And they're aiming for the weapon belt. However, it's not doing much. And Scourge is just, well, it's at least it's working. Best we do, the robot works. Okay, that's the best you're probably gonna get out of us. Scourge pushing back Scorcher. Scorcher with that real tipped hammer saw. I'm not too sure if it might do anything really, or if it's just gonna Scourge around and do nothing, like Scourge, for example. And Scorcher are aiming for the weapon belt. However, the weapon belt is not going yet. It just won't fall off. Nonetheless, how they're even gonna get Scourge out? God dang it. The best way is the wedge. Either that, or you're just gonna have to sway it in the judge's favor. That's what the team of Scorcher just said to me as they're preparing for the fight. Sorry. Scourge trying to go around. Scorcher's weapon is not up to speed. I mean slightly. It just had a little gentle grace there. Scorcher pushing around Scourge. This is a really very good and tactical fight here from Scorcher. Again, this is probably the best performance we've ever seen of Scorcher. Like a great renaissance from the robot from Turkey. The hammer saw trying to get up to speed. It's trying. It's trying. I said it's trying. Oh, there we go. Scourge is in the side wall. Can they? Yeah, they get free. Scorcher. Oh, a nice dodge by Scorcher. Scourge being scurried around. by Scorcher. One of those forks is a little bit out of place, and they're hammering the top of Scourge. And they're aiming for the weapon belt once again. However, I think they're just attacking the top and not the weapon belt itself. Ooh, a nice hit there by both robots. If we're going to a judge's decision, this is pretty close. Like, Scourge is obviously winning in somewhat in terms of damage and or weapon effectiveness. However, I would probably say aggression and control, definitely Scorcher. And we're going to a judge's decision right now as Scourge ends things off. Cease. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a judge's decision. They awarded it unanimously to the winner, Scorcher. As we enter the final of our little tournament, let us all see the two robots going through. QuickSilver 2, after this, was going to retire. However, they made a very good last-ditch effort, tucking away Viper Shot in sleep and shunting Pushover out of the way. And Scorcher burning both of his opponents to get here. But now we see on who will go to face Liability in the final. QuickSilver 2 versus Scorcher. Let's begin. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. Both robots took their way to getting here. Who is making it on top? Is it Scorcher or QuickSilver 2? Scorcher fought long and hard to get here, and QuickSilver 2, in their final moments of Hexbots, Hexbug, BattleBots, are putting on a show. But who will be the first to take on Liability in the Bounty Final? Scorcher hammering the top of QuickSilver 2 as QuickSilver 2 goes around wildly. It just rams into the wall, and I noticed that their back piece also came off. Wouldn't be surprised if their weapon comes off. Scorcher almost got a nice little bite with the hammer. Oh, there goes the weapon on QuickSilver 2. So QuickSilver 2 already experiencing problems right now as they're being scooped up by Scorcher. This is a really good fight so far for Scorcher. QuickSilver 2, it's already falling down into pieces, but they can still at least have luck on their side. As two nasty, or I guess one victorious degenerate, the other a really nasty knockout, finally giving 2 wins into QuickSilver 2's record, leaving the series after this. Well, if they win against Scorcher, in which in this, I don't think so, because they got no weapon, their control goes haywire, and Scorcher's hammering the top down of him like he's about to chop down a building in half. Scorcher now burning in right in the insides of QuickSilver 2. Sorry, I had that in me. Scorcher. Ooh, a nice ram there by QuickSilver 2. Pushing back Scorcher. QuickSilver 2 trying to get free. Scorcher continues to hammer the top of QuickSilver. And again, we don't have a wedge, so there's absolutely no chance that QuickSilver 2 is just going to eject himself out of the arena. I guess that's how he won in his 2 fights, is that he didn't just say goodbye, ladies and gentlemen, and farewell to thee, and just left the arena. Scorcher is, well, I think that both are stuck. QuickSilver 2 seems to be stuck on Scorcher's fork. Or I think both of them now. They're both trying to get free. QuickSilver 2 hits the wall and Scorcher hammers down and they both get free. Scorcher moving back. Can QuickSilver 2 take advantage? Not entirely, as they're just gonna get scooped up by Scorcher. Scorcher doing a very nice job. This almost kind of feels like a repeat of the previous wave where Scorcher took on Duck. Sorry about that. We're going to a judge's decision between 2 titans. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered another judge's decision. We have a split decision. Judge 1 scored the battle for Scorcher. Judge 2 scored the battle for QuickSilver 2. And Judge 3 scored the battle for the winner, moving to face Liability in the Bounty Final, Scorcher! As we say our sads and condolences to QuickSilver 2 on their retirement, we now begin the Bounty Final the Third. Aquatic Disaster defended his title, and Rusty beat out Manta Ray in one of the most fastest positions possible. This kind of feels like a paradox. Like, Scorcher, this is their second time in a Bounty Final, obviously with last year, and the Bounty in this is a lifter. Like, last year with him, it was Shadow, and now it's Liability. And Liability faced Shadow twice. Won once, and then lost the second. I'm going insane right now. But that's for later. We have Scorcher versus Liability. Who will defend their title, and who will go on to the main bracket? 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the Bounty Final begin. Liability, the Bounty, and the Hunters, Scorcher. Scorcher was a bounty hunter last year, but lost to Shadow. And now they're back again, facing hopefully a better opponent in the 2025 4th of July Special Champions in Liability. Liability pushing back Scorcher into the wall. The Liability has been really impressive. They went into the top 16. So 2 robots, but they're stuck on the wedge. Liability are stuck on the wedge. And Scorcher gonna make it to the top 8. Liability, it's curtains for them. And Scorcher burns through to the top 8. What a run for Scorcher. What a way to end the Bounty Hunter, the 3rd episode. The first bounty went on, and then next a Bounty Hunter goes through, and the second one goes through. Congratulations to Scorcher for making into the top 8. What a position for him. And probably the most stressful 2 battles they had, or 4 battles, I guess you could say, against many opponents. Anyways, as we move on to our 4th episode of the Bounty of Hexbots Hunters 2, we have the 2023 4th of July Special Champion, Spikosaurus. We'll see you in the next one. And congratulations to Scorcher.